Hello and welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and today's bonus content is a puzzle by Freddie Hand, and this is the first I've seen by Freddie. He's been a long time supporter and commenter on the channel, and I know he's very good at puzzles, far better than I am, but at Sudoku about the same, so he's going to be a pretty good compiler, I would imagine. Now this isn't Sudoku, this is a puzzle in which in each row and column of the 7x7 grid you have to enter the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and therefore 2 blanks. Now there are two types of clue provided as to how to do that. One is the sum of the 4 cells surrounding the number, and the other is a sandwich clue outside the grid, but it's the sandwich between the 2 blanks in that row or column. You add up the digits between them to get the sandwich clue. So those are kind of the 2 or 3 rules, and this is Freddie's puzzle. So I've put it in our software. Now be aware, if you're trying the puzzle on the link below the video, that you can't enter a 0 in our software. So you either have to leave the cell blank. I think I might use colours, so I might go for grey for blanks or something like that. So let's get cracking, see how we go. So we've got the 2 clue down here. I was going to say that has to be 2 1s with 2 blanks on the other diagonal, but actually it could be a 2 in one corner and blanks all around it. Yeah, that doesn't break any of the rules, 2 blanks in each row or column, so not as helpful as I thought. Oh, but it's in the same rows as a 4 clue. Yeah, that is helpful, because 4 blanks, 2 1s and 2 2s add up to 6. So that must be what's in these cells. That means that the other 6 cells in those rows contain the 3s, 4s and 5s for those 2 rows. That's good for the column. I tell you what I'll do. I'm going to mark them in green as definitely numbers. This is where the numbers go. So grey is going to be the blanks when we find any. And this one can't be a blank, because between the blanks adds up to 4, and it's going to be clearly far too many. But we don't know where the blank comes on the other side. Now, in the 6th column, just as helpful, the minimum total of those is 7, so this can't be the blank. In fact, the blanks have to be here. That's great, because to add up to 6 in a puzzle with no number bigger than a 5, you're going to need 2 cells. So that's either 1 5 or 2 4 there. And this one down the bottom's either 1 or 2, I suppose. Okay, in the 9 column, the result is very different. These numbers have to be in the sandwich, because otherwise the only way you could get to 9 elsewhere is by having the blanks outside these 2 cells. They'd have to be 5 and 4, and these wouldn't be possible. So the blanks there, one of them is, the other one's in one of those 2 cells, but it could be either. So I'm going to green those top cells. There must be a number in those. Now what? Maybe we can pull the same trick with the cells up here. They add up to 19, yes. Remember, these add up to 6. We've worked that out with the sandwich clue. So 25 in those 10 cells. That means these ones outside add up to 5. And this one's definitely got a number in it, this one that was green. Oh, what does that mean? Oh, 3 5. Yes, it does. It does mean something. It means something important. Okay, this 4 clue, I'm going to speculate that that 4 clue is just made up of 1 cell, which is a 4. Now that's going to have to be surrounded by blanks, and therefore it's going to be in one of these 2 cells with a blank next to it. So they add up to 4 if that's the case. This cell, which has to have a number in and has to be part of these 4 adding up to 5, that has to be 1, and there has to be a blank here. Now that would mean the sum in this column would be 2 with 3 and 4. So we'd be using the 3, 4 here and the 3, 5 here, because we'd put a 4 in one of those. And that would leave the 4, 5 here, and that's impossible because this clue needs either the 4 or 5. There'd be nowhere in this column to put a 3 then. So the reason that we can't have a single 4 for the answer to this clue is because that would occupy one of these sites. That would be a 1 with a blank here. And then we would use a 3 in this column to make up the 9 sum. We'd use a 3 in this column because we'd have to, having placed a 4. And there'd be nowhere in the central column for a 3. So the 4 is not made up of one single number, so it's therefore made up of 2 numbers that are 1 and 3. Wow. And we can put the blanks around them. Actually, that gives us a couple of rows we can put more greens in because we've filled them up with blanks already. So they are green. This is a blank. And therefore this must now be a sum of 3 cells. But I don't know if this is a 2 or a 1 to go. Definitely the 5's used there. Definitely the 3's used. The 3 isn't used here. So that's 4 and 5. We can actually put a 2 in. This is our first full number. Aha, down there where we haven't looked at all. 1 must go in there. Okay, this is now the 2, 4 pair. So we can take 4 out of there, and now we've used the 5's for those rows. We can take 5 out of there. It's 3 and 4. That must go with a 2 to make 9. These are 1 and 5, but remember the sum that we did for these 4 cells is 5. So this is the 1. That works. 5 there. That 1 sorts out the 3, 1 pair. Now, in the 7 row, we need to make 7, but we can't use the 3 and the 1. They're clearly outside the sum, so it must be 2 and 5. So that's got to be 2 with a 5 one side of it or the other. And this sum, this 9, this is lovely. We've got 6 used up, so these 2 cells have to add up to 3. And clearly this one can't be a 1, 2 or a 3, so it must be a blank. I mean, that's beautiful, isn't it? So this one has to be a 3 up here. That's lovely. So now the 7 sum is 5 here. We get a blank here. Let's keep colouring them just so that we're getting it done. This 8 clue, clearly there's only... Well, there's 2 cells to finish off, so this one has to be the 4, and we can put the 1 in above it. Okay, that is now green. Actually, it was green as soon as we coloured the 2 greys. That's fine. Now, one of these is 2, 3, and one of them is 5 blank, but I don't know which way around, actually. Ooh, what next then? I haven't used... I don't think I can do the 2's and 4's still. What about this 10? Oh, well, this 5's quite good, actually. That we've got 3 or a 4. So we need either 1 or 2 more. And this can't be a 1 or a 2. So the 1 or 2 must go here. This must be a blank, I think. Which gives us coloured cells there. 2, 1. So this is 3 or 5, but it can't be 5. That would break it too much. So this is a 3. Okay. Yeah, 5 would mean that the sum would already be greater than the 10. So that's 3. 5. This is either 1 or 0. It can't be a 1. So this is a blank. And that disambiguates this 5, 4, and therefore the whole of these doubles That must be 3, 4, and this one must be 3, 5, like that. Nearly finished, but not quite. 5, 3, 4. We've used all the sandwich clues, yeah. Those we just have to disambiguate. I still don't know. Oh, this can't be 1 and 1 on a diagonal now, because that diagonal's got a blank in and that. Oh no, yeah, and that couldn't use a 1 there. So therefore this is 2 and 3 blanks. Now, although I can't place the 2, that means that this 4, the only things remaining are a 2 and 2 1s. So we have to fit in a 2 and 2 1s. The 1s could be there and there. Oh, or they could be there and there. Not actually sure. How are we going to... I'm missing something. Oh, that's what I'm missing. This 5 clue. God, sorry. You've been shouting at your screen for ages. I know. I actually heard you that time. And I'm putting in the 1 there. So we know there's another 1 in this because we just worked it out. So I'm putting that in as well. One of those is a 2 and one's a blank. But we can now put in the 2 blanks in this column. Good Lord. And that means this is a 5 in green. This is a green cell as well. Okay, so let's put in the 5, and this is a 2 to make up the sum. Now these 2 have to be blank because all the numbers have been taken, and this one is the green cell and is a 2. And up here, one more green cell and another green cell actually. Okay, yes, these are 2 and 3, so we can fill them in. The top row needs a 4 and 2. The bottom row needs a 4 and 5. And the middle row is the last to finish off. We put in a 5, 1, 3, 4 and 2. There we go. That's a lovely puzzle. I mean, I really like the way it all pulls together with the numbers. I think the beginning was kind of the way we had to start with the 2 and the 4, possibly even something with the 9 and the 10 and this 5 sum. But I have a feeling that the way I established there wasn't a 4 here was a slightly weird way to go. There may have been something nicer. Do feel free to let us know in the comments how you did it and if it was a bit better than that, or might have been equally interesting just in a different way. I don't know. I mean, lovely puzzle. Really enjoyed it, but not one of the usual ones. Enjoyed doing the kind of lateral thinking needed for that. So thanks very much for watching. Hope that puzzle was fun for you. Hope you enjoyed Simon's puzzle from earlier, which was... I just thought it was an intricate web of beauty when I tried that puzzle before. Fantastic puzzle. And hope to see you again soon on Cracking the Cryptic. Do stay safe. Tune in for more bonus content. Stay with the video and look out for our new ending credits if you haven't seen them on Simon's. Bye for now.